Gucci. Welcome everybody to another episode of Outside the Perimeter.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy Mad Dog and your boy Sir Garrett. To my,
Back at it again. Back to
it's
I'm
flipped.
somewhere.
It's flipped. All right,
Okay.
now you're good. We are back with Outside the Perimeter. We told y'all we was gonna come back, and here we are.
Here we are.
We had to wait for football season to start. That's the most. I don't know. I wouldn't say most important part of like sports, but
It's the heaviest.
it's the heaviest. The one that we get the most views and the one that I pay
Right.
attention to the most. I can't tell you anything about baseball. You want to listen to baseball, you listen to Sir Garrett. You want to listen to basketball, you might listen to me, but I'm biased. But when it comes to college football and football, that's what I want to talk about.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, week 1 of college football just passed. How did you feel about everything that happened?
So, first and foremost, I'm just very happy that these teams understand that we needed some excitement as fans of the sport. And Miami Notre Dame, absolute beautiful game. Virginia Tech and what was that, Syracuse did a great job with that one. South Carolina and oh gosh, what was that game?
Virginia Tech, right?
Virginia Tech, yes, man. Again, those were great battles. We're not going to get into it with Texas and Ohio State just yet, but
Yes, say the best for last.
yeah,
Say the
so
Alabama's for last. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna dissect that one.
But all in all, dude, it was refreshing to see such primetime games at the beginning of the year that had so much weight up front because, that has its pros and cons. But again, we'll get into it, later on.
Yeah, like you said, it was some really good games. I hate that Georgia always kind of plays like that weak team at the beginning because everybody always points that out. They're gonna poke and prod at Georgia the whole year, talking about the weak schedule or whatever. But it kind of resonates now that I'm looking at it objectively because Alabama had to play Florida State.
Yeah.
All these teams had to play somebody, and we played Marshall. So,
Well, I mean,
not to take anything away from Marshall, but it's like,
but look, it's the SEC, right?
Yeah.
And so when it comes to folks from the SEC, there's always been a what's the right word? Stereotype, if you will, that SEC plays a lot of cupcake teams their first three, so everybody's automatic 3-0, and then they get into the heart of the SEC after that. Um, like I said, uh, I commend South Carolina because what they're doing is they were proving since last season that they should have been in the playoffs, and what they did this time around was play dominantly enough to where it's like, hey, yeah, we needed to run that. Tennessee did a great job as well. And so I was talking with some of my coworkers about these teams,
Mhm.
especially from the SEC, where it's like, okay, are they legit teams? Are they an actual strong SEC team? Or is a competition just that weak to the point where we don't know how they're going to land going into, October, November?
yeah, no, but that's a good point.
Hmm.
I, it's hard to tell, It again when it comes to the college football, it's a kind of like the Wild Wild West. You don't
Yeah.
know what teams are going to be able to do. What teams have been looking at your tape. They've been looking at film from last year, and sometimes that doesn't apply because all your players left for the NFL. So,
Yeah.
and then now you're looking at all the new staff that's coming in, like Bill Belichick to North Carolina, and you have these
Bills.
high expectations because you're like, oh well, he's a Super Bowl winning coach. He has one of the greatest resumes of anybody,
Yeah.
but sometimes
But
it doesn't translate.
it doesn't. That's the equivalent of when Nick Saban left college football. He left LSU to go to coach the Miami Dolphins.
Right.
It did not translate for him because what he did in terms of coaching those young men, he can't teach grown men who've been in the league, 6, 7, 8 years already. You can't teach them or you can't coach them the way that you do with the college dudes. And so he came back to college and was successful throughout the remainder of his stint. But yeah, sometimes it don't translate with Bill Belichick. That laid back attitude with the generation of football players that you have right now does not work. So like with I see Bill Belichick the way that I see Alabama football.
Mm.
Their style or what they are right now currently is not working. Like we said, we're going to talk about Alabama, Florida State, for the simple fact that I can't stand Florida State because I'm as much as I am a huge dog fan, I'm a huge Miami fan. So
Let's
actually,
talk about it. Let's go
yeah,
ahead and jump into Carson Beck
yeah,
and the Miami Hurricanes. I almost call them the Dolphins. I'm like, but
yeah.
go ahead with Miami. This is your team.
Yes.
Good game. It was
So
a great game.
it was an amazing game. It was an amazing game. I feel like Carson Beck is in a spot to where he can be even better than where he was at Georgia. I really think he needed that change of scenery. And a lot of people were giving him a lot of fleck as to his post game interview of like, oh, I've been going through so much. They're like, dude, you're in Miami. But you have to remember, he was coming off an injury. He was in a playoff game. He was throwing way more interceptions in that year versus the other 2 or 3 seasons that he was starting QB. He went over there to Miami to be with his girlfriend, who later left him. His
Yeah.
house got burglarized. His car
Oof.
got stolen.
Oof.
So it's just like it's a lot that goes into it. But yet he still came out. It's like, hey, I'm past all this. I'm a new Carson Beck. I'm gonna show out. His wide receiver showed up. That was kind of my concern because there was really no true number one receiver outside of Restrepo, who got drafted this past spring, but unfortunately got released.
Yeah.
Everybody from that Miami offense last year, but Cam Ward got released. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about that again later. But the defense looked amazing. Secondary looked. I mean, the defensive line looked good. Secondary looked, kind of strong. I wasn't expecting a blowout because at the end of the day, it's Notre Dame. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It is Notre Dame. They are a strong school. But what Miami did was they proved that they are also a strong school and they can live up to the hype in which has been put forth in front of them. So hopefully they build off of this momentum. I don't see Notre Dame going outside the top 25 this year, which will also boost the resume of Miami as well. As long as they keep winning, as long as Notre Dame keep winning, it really makes them look like a really elite team.
Yeah. CJ Carr, he was pretty good as well for Indy. He only had like a couple of mistakes that he was making,
Yeah.
but for the most part, he looked pretty accurate, looked pretty comfortable out there.
Mhm.
Um, like I said, it was a good game, man.
Yeah.
You had to hold your breath towards. I mean, in the fourth quarter because it
Yeah.
was that it was that they win by a field goal or what?
The one by field goal.
One
Yeah.
by,
Yeah.
oof. So,
That field goal is clutch too now because
man,
that it looked like it was about a good yard from being off. So, shout out to the kicker and everything like that. Shout out to Mario, head coach Mario Cristobal, who's been really, really updating this team, really changing the dynamic of the team for like the last maybe about 3-4 years now, 5 years I think, 5. And I've been an avid Miami fan. Everybody would get in my face about how much they would be terrible or they just fall short or
yeah,
whatever. So just being able to see them actually in the top 25 again over these last few years has been so refreshing. And the ironic part, like I said, my two teams right now, them dogs and the Canes, and they're right there next to each other, back to back 4-5. So I'm excited to see where they both go. But yeah, Miami, they really like they're coming back. They got a lot of good freshmen. There's a 17-year-old freshman who showed out against them as well. So man, I can't wait to see what happens with him as the season goes on, man.
yeah. One team that I wanted to talk about as well, because there's a lot of college football teams. We're not gonna be able to cover
Yeah.
them all, but I feel like there may be trouble in paradise in Colorado.
Mm.
Not to say, of course, Georgia Tech is my team. One of my Georgia teams. I grew up right down the street from Bobby Dodd.
Yeah.
So I already knew that they were gonna come out and, have a good game. They were sloppy in the first half. Oh my gosh. I was like, I don't know, man. But, I feel like that that Cinderella story of Dion going down there, or not down there, up there, because Colorado's way up in freaking
Yeah,
sky.
exactly.
But going there and like changing the program up and injecting this new life into it, is that Cinderella story coming to an end, and are we like sobering up to the point where we're like not going to be expecting too much out of this team anymore?
Yeah, I mean, okay, even with Travis Hunter, even with Shador Sanders, even with Shiloh, even with Joe Horn, they still had an issue of their line offensively and defensively. So they really couldn't sustain a suitable uh, run stopper or suitable pass blockers to where time could even be given. And then also too, it also comes down to the quarterback position of like, hey, did Buddy from Liberty actually get exposed for who he actually is versus the talent that he had or he expressed when he was at Liberty. So maybe the competition got to him, maybe he was in his head too much, maybe the social media attention got to him, who knows.
Yeah.
But Dion already made it clear that his freshman QB is going to be making an appearance, whether it be as early as this coming Saturday or the weeks to come. But he's already made it very clear he's going to play him.
Now, do you think, like, with all the media exposure and everything that goes on with around the Sanders in general, because there's been a lot that's going on this off season with the NFL draft, with Shador, with Shiloh.
Mm.
Do you think that's like causing Dion to be distracted from everything that's going on?
I I wouldn't say it would be on Dion. I think it was more on his team
Mm,
because Dion had his own unfortunate struggles they had to deal with, dealing with the cancer and things of that nature, and having to beat that. And I guess his guidance wasn't all the way there for some of his players, but I don't. I think the distraction was more for the school itself versus Dion himself. Um, still sticking with the whole social media on the back of the jerseys and bringing celebrities out to the games. Like it really, I think it was a culture shock for some because it's like, whoa, we're actually doing this. Like, every other time we're trying to play football, so it's always another gimmick or whatever it may be. So I don't know. I don't think the Sanders really distracted Colorado. I just think Colorado was wrapped up in what was trying to be done with the Sanders. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a difference in the two.
right. Let's shift gears, I guess. Let's see. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's go to Texas. Let's go to Ohio State. Let's rip
Oh
that
my
Band-Aid
gosh.
off. Ah, man. Archie? Arch?
Mm,
Is he ready?
I don't know. Maybe the game was a fluke. Maybe he thought everything was already won. I don't know. But ever since that game, a lot has been exposed to where it's like he played 2A football. He didn't play no 6 or 7A football. This is the competition he went against. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Now, would this be a case of nepotism? Absolutely. Is this a case of elite nepotism?
I
Mm.
mean, when you got your Peytons and your Eli's and everybody else hanging around,
Yeah,
getting camera time, more camera time than you are at this point.
honestly.
Ooh.
Then the,
Oh.
then the Mannings, they went ahead and made a joke talking about so he's adopted.
They don't play that, man.
No, they don't. But
That's a hell of a family legacy right there.
yeah.
Like,
But again though, it's like he kind of sort of lived up to it before, right? But is it because of the elite players that he had around him last year, or was he really like that? You know what I mean? Like because what's the difference between now and last year? I mean, honestly, what's the difference?
might be the pressure. Now he's the guy. He didn't I'm trying to remember. What was it? How many games did he play last year?
Like maybe 5.
5, yeah. So, they were, of course, they were brushing him up and trying to get him ready for that spot, but he wasn't the guy. But now he is the guy. He is media's darling, the Manning,
Yeah,
you inherit the throne and all this stuff. So,
yeah. I don't know if you saw, but they were like, because of that game, he went from being the like the favorite for #1 pick to like 4th round.
yeah, it's tough, man, especially in the
But
fourth.
but again, it's just like Ohio State is just that good. Where I mean, they are defending champs. Like you can't take that part away from them. I just with Archie, I just feel like he might have put too much on him.
Yeah,
Like you said, he's the guy where he has to do the most,
yeah,
and because he was doing the most, they took the L. So
yeah.
I just,
And
uh,
then Ohio State, they're bred to be like dogs. They're bred to,
yeah,
to take all that attention that you're getting and rip it away
yeah,
from you. So they were coming out there ready to like just make sure this kid didn't get his legacy and his moment. Like
I mean, that's
take
what they're
take the
supposed to
take the
do.
main character energy away from him
Yeah,
completely.
that's what they're supposed to do, though, and they did a great job of it. I mean, look, their defense was great. I mean, their number one receiver just wasn't necessarily as productive as he was last year. But you have to remember that's only because he's now being marked. He's now being seen. Go, what's his name? Jeremiah Smith,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
He he's being marked. He's doubled and tripled everywhere. He's getting the Calvin Johnson treatment. So it's just like you can't be mad at that kid. But they, like I said, their defense. Ohio State has always had a defense. They've always had a defense. So I don't know. I think of lack of preparation came from it too. So
so,
it's just bad. Texas just look bad. Texas might be the Oklahoma of this year. Who
mm,
knows?
but we'll see. I mean, it is like you said, it's Ohio State.
Yeah,
So maybe that was it. That was a tough, like
that's a tough
that's a
game
tough
one.
game. That's a tough game. It's
But
hard. It's hard to prepare for that. That's like another national championship in
yeah,
week one.
yeah. Now I would have much rather Texas had that cupcake game this week and
Mhm.
then went to Ohio State for
Right.
week 2,
Right.
just so that Archie can get his bearings down.
Yeah.
But he had to get it from the summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. So there's really no like you well, there's no excuse because now you're sitting here saying like, oh, he's a man. He did this on the third. He's a Heisman candidate. And he played buns. Even Carson Beck had a comeback game,
Yeah.
and he looked better than Archie Manning. So I don't know. I don't think I can. I
Yeah.
don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Let's move on to something that makes me smile. FSU versus Alabama.
So the go ahead.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, go.
Go ahead.
I'm just basking in the glory of everything that happened. You can go ahead, but I'm just taking it
So
all in.
so the phrase that I kept hearing in my head as that game was going on was, "This ain't Saban football," and lack of discipline because there's no or not even accountability. There have been times where Alabama of old would be jumping each other because of a play that was broken, even though they're up by 21 points.
Yeah.
There was a point where Nick Saban would get in Bryce Young's face because he misread the defense, even though they were already up by 12 in the first half. Like you can tell, it's a different era of Alabama football. And I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn runs the table in the state of Alabama from here on out. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll
Wouldn't be.
I'll give them 2 years to bounce back. To be honest, that that system it's still there.
Yeah,
You can tell it's still there, even
yeah,
though Nick Saban is deuces. But it's gonna take a while for them to bounce back. Like you said, a new coach, new you know people that come underneath the coach. He brings in his new people. It's gonna be a time to adjust.
But they're getting away with a lot of things that, again, Nick Saban would not allow. That's the reason why he bowed out. Like the social media aspect, or the I don't know what level of discipline that they had, but you could tell like Nick Saban was not playing when it came to a lot of the things going on and off the field.
Yeah.
So there was even a clip towards the end of the game where a couple of the players were like laughing and joking on the field as the game wasn't even done, but they were just cracking jokes in between snaps and stuff for Alabama. And I was just like, I came from and no disrespect to my high school at all, but I came from a team where the the losing kind of we were numb to it to a point where it's like, it's whatever, right?
Yeah.
But even still, you're talking about a championship dynasty level school and acting like that. That's not gonna fly. Like folks are already trying to find another head coach, and they only play one game.
Now, is this a result of Alabama being bad, or is this because okay, Florida State wasn't that great
No,
either, so it's like, is Florida State in a place where they can kind of take this and say, okay, we can build on something, or are they still? Because last year it was horrible for Florida State.
Yeah.
Probably the worst
Yeah.
I've ever seen them. So is this a bounce back year, or do you feel like they're still gonna be a middle of the road ACC team?
I don't want to speak so highly on Florida State because, again, Miami fan here, but we got to take facts into facts, right? They make one great transfer, and that is taking the QB from Boston College and bringing them down to Tallahassee. And he used to beat the brakes off of folks. He beat the brakes off Florida State himself when they played, right? So they knew they had to go get them a stud in him.
Yeah.
And so he even called it out over the summer. He was like, they don't got Nick Saban over there. Like, ain't nobody scared of no Alabama football.
Yeah,
And I thought he was going to,
yeah, that boy's a runner too, man.
yeah. And I thought he was going to eat his words, but he clearly backed up what he was saying. So I think they're going to get to a point where they're going to continue to build upon it until it gets to October 4th. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, with Florida State, man, this is probably the best that they have looked probably since the Jameis Winston era. That's the best that they've looked. Yeah. But I don't know. It's too early for a lot of things. It's
Of course.
way too early for a lot of things. But if we're going to take it for face value, yeah, Alabama's going to struggle this year. I feel like they're going to be middle of the pack. And I think Florida State will actually be surprised at how strong the ACC is this year.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the ACC is kind of loaded, low key. Like they don't get a lot of screen time, as people would say.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
it's they got stuff down there, man.
I mean, Virginia Tech, Syracuse, Miami, Florida State, SMU right
Georgia
now.
Tech.
Like Georgia Tech even looks killer. So, well, Georgia Tech's honestly looked killer for like the last 2 seasons, but
Yeah.
I feel like they're going to be really complete this year. So, it's really their portion because was it Atlantic and Coastal? What are they in the Coastal? No, they're in the Atlantic.
Atlantic.
They have a chance to really run the Atlantic. So I don't know if Miami plays them this year. I think they do, but that game, just like how the other games have in the years past, will really decide who really takes that top spot. But I think Florida State will be in a shock because they beat Alabama, but the rest of the teams in the ACC have played some very strong teams too. So we'll see.
Let's see. I feel like we covered the big names. Did I miss anybody that you want to talk about?
South Carolina.
Okay. Dang,
South Carolina.
I kind of wish YMF was here.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, with South Carolina, I'm secretly rooting for them.
Hmm.
Just because it's like they used to be good. They used to be really good. Like it used to be to the point where Georgia was like, okay, we have to worry about Florida and South Carolina
Yeah.
and Alabama. So I, I really think they got snubbed last year. I think they would have done some damage in the playoffs last year, but they made their statement. Like I said, oh, I'm sorry, Tennessee. Um, not South Carolina, Tennessee. That Nico. I wish I knew the rest of his last name.
Mm.
Um, he he thought that he was the answer for Tennessee, and got greedy, wanted more money. Tennessee said, "Nah, because you ain't did nothing."
Right.
And he said, "All right, well, I'm going to UCLA. Insert new QB." And that mug is balling as if Nico never showed up on campus. So, do I think that Tennessee's going to take the SEC? Absolutely not. Nope. I think they are a threat, but I don't think they're going to take it. Just like how
Yeah, the SEC should be pretty interesting too.
it's gonna be very. I mean, it's always very strong. I kind of want my dark horse and Vanderbilt to come up, but we'll see.
I mean, anything can happen, man.
That's true.
Let's shift gears. Let's do some predictions for next week. Next week, is pretty much the cake week, I guess you would say. But there are some good games. We
Yeah, let's
got
run through it.
we got ranked 15 Michigan versus 18 Oklahoma currently.
Ooh. As controversial as Michigan is, I think that they'll still take this one. Oklahoma really hasn't, ever since they became part of the SEC, they really haven't scared anybody, nor have they shown their worth in the SEC. Um, so I have no worries about them at all for Michigan. Again, Oklahoma's considered SEC, but to me, they're the equivalent of Arkansas at this point. So, no.
I've never been a fan of Michigan, so I always root against them regardless. And I have some love for the Sooners. That's one of the teams I grew up watching. So I feel like even though they're not, they always do this. For some reason, they're either really good against some big name teams or really bad against the same teams that they're always facing, like Texas, Oklahoma States. They always juggle. It's like you can never tell what's going to happen. So
exactly.
So I'm hoping for an Oklahoma win. Just because I don't like Michigan. They're a bunch of cheaters. That's all.
I'll give you that.
So, see anything else interesting? Not really.
We'll just go through them all. Let's just
That's a lot of teams to go through. We'll just go through the top 25 then. How about that?
Okay, that's fair.
Ohio State plays Grambling.
Yeah, skip.
Yeah. See, this is not. We're gonna be doing this for a while. Penn State plays Florida International.
Skip.
Where's number 3? I should have just put it. Let's see. I wish I could just do top 25, but okay, whatever. I'll find it. Georgia plays Austin, PA, whatever. I don't even know how to say
Austin P.
Austin P.
Yeah.
Clemson, Troy.
Yeah.
Ole Miss plays Kentucky. That's decent.
Okay, let's talk about it. Ole Miss by like 30.
Yeah. Kentucky is like a basketball team that I like. So I kind of like try to translate that to football too. I'm like, I kind of want them to have a good football team, but they never do. So, yeah, Ole Miss, it's no doubt in my mind. Yeah, it's some really nothing games this week. Oh, Arkansas versus Arkansas State.
That has a chance.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, interstate rivalry. Miami plays Bethune-Cookman.
That's a drag.
Oh gosh. Army plays Kansas State.
Wait.
Army was good last year.
That's what I'm saying. That may be a repeat. Who knows?
Georgia Southern plays USC. It's crazy.
South Carolina or Southern Cal?
Southern Cal.
Ooh, have fun, Southern.
What are we doing? Oh man, I'm really looking at this lineup, and I can't say that I'm gonna be too excited for college football this week.
Yeah, this will be a nice family gathering of
Yeah,
with loved ones and
yeah.
getting ready for the NFL Sundays.
So let's just switch over to the NFL then. I feel like I'm tapped out on college football. Unless you got something else you want to talk about.
I was gonna make the joke. That's why I was waiting for it. Let me bring it back up on my end. Yep, there it goes. I say upset alert. Indiana taking Kennesaw State.
Don't sleep on Kennesaw State, man. Don't sleep on Kennesaw State. They may be awful.
But they got a chance.
They have heart.
There's another one though. Illinois and Duke.
Ooh.
Illinois and Duke. I feel like that's going to be a good game. I think Duke might actually surprise Illinois. I'm calling for an upset Duke by a field goal.
I got Illinois by 14.
Fair.
Just because I don't like Duke.
I mean, I don't either, but I've seen them play, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. It should be a pretty decent game.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go to the NFL. Let's see what we talk about.
Before we start on the week 1 predictions, let's talk about some of the stuff that happened in the offseason.
Sure.
The draft was a interesting draft. We didn't get to talk about it, but we did go to the was it the draft party, right?
Yeah, draft party for the Falcons. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to my Uncle Vic for allowing us to come through. And yeah, man, so Atlanta actually did right by getting a Georgia boy.
Finally. Did they get 2? They got 2, right?
They got 2.
They got 2.
So and another SEC guy in free agency, I want to say, or no, not in free agency, but in the draft, yeah. But outside of that, man, I was actually heavily surprised about Shedeur. Regardless of attitude, regardless of stature, I mean, regardless of legacy, he actually held his own for a long time. And what people fail to realize is his numbers would have been better if he had the right fat boys in front of him. He probably would have stayed first round. But because he was too honest for a lot of coaches and executives, he dropped down to a team that didn't necessarily need him. And they pull that foolishness, that clown stuff, throughout the remainder of the draft. I would have thought if the Browns didn't take him, if New York wasn't going to take him, I thought he was going to be a Saint.
That's where I was thinking he was going to go.
And I would have been thoroughly nervous for the years to come because Shedeur, once you see him in the offseason or during the preseason games, he actually looked really good. Mind you, all the fat boys that he had protecting him during the preseason, they all got cut.
And there's still a chance because the Saints starting quarterback right now is Mr. Spencer Rattler. So
that was it. Hey, y'all, look at this.
So, yeah. I'm looking at Shedeur and I'm like, man, that's a quality quarterback we can build up. And at least if we're going to take a risk, you have something that you can work with.
Absolutely.
The Saints don't have anything right now, but they're doing that on purpose. They want the first round, first pick. So they're going to be taking this year, and they're going to be horrible, which is good.
So who's going to be the first pick? Is it going to be, what's his name, the QB from Clemson? Or is it going to be a buddy from LSU?
Probably from Clemson.
Yeah. But even still, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. It didn't make sense for the Browns. You have Joe Flacco, who should have been retired. You have, what's his name? Do they got Pickett? Is it Pickett?
They got Pickett. Yeah.
So they got Pickett. who hasn't done anything. They have Shador, Dylan, Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
So you so you get not only Shador, but the guy who he was talking the most crap to throughout his entire college career, the one who kicked his butt in college. You draft him on the same team as him and in a later round.
Yeah.
And then you pick up another QB in free agency. What are they doing? What are they doing?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, they did get rid of Pickett. I remember them getting rid of him. But Shador would be third still behind
Right.
Dylan and then Joe Flacco. And then, of course, you got Deshaun just sitting there collecting the check.
If I was Deshaun, I wouldn't even say a word. Granted, he did do some messed up stuff.
Foul,
but if they're willing to pay him that much to sit on the bench,
I mean, they got no choice until he rehabs.
yeah.
I'm sure they're going to get rid of him, but they can't do it right now. Or they're going to
Yeah.
have to pay.
So much potential wasted on some social BS. But yeah, anything else from the off season that really stood out? No, because everything was really about the Sanders brothers. I mean, Shiloh, he really shot himself in the foot when it came to his position, making the 53-man roster.
Yeah.
When it came to, I understand he was probably defending his peoples or he was defending himself, but you were still considered undrafted, and undrafted folks are usually the first one to get let go.
And I still don't think he would have made it regardless if he got in that fight or not. He was getting bullied out there, man.
Yeah.
It's the age thing, it's the undersized thing, it's lack of explosiveness. People say that Shador is a name, but Shiloh is pretty much a name at this point.
It is a name.
All right.
It is.
It's like he is talented. I can't say that he's not, but there's a reason he went undrafted.
Yeah.
He's like it's like Thanasis in Milwaukee, even though he just got new contract, so credit to him.
Yeah.
But you're getting these contracts or getting these chances because of who you know at this point, not necessarily your own skill.
Yeah, I mean because the numbers weren't really that impressive even when he was at South Carolina originally. Then went to go coach for his dad because he knew his dad was going to play him, and then he started showing out some when he was in Colorado, but to the point of it being like, oh yeah, he's top 10 safety. But I knew he was going to get some looks just because of basically television and exposure. So who knows?
Are we?
Maybe I think he still gets picked up. I think he still gets picked up. Maybe on the practice squad for a little bit.
I think the Browns pick him up.
They did?
No, I think they will. Like that's where I'm thinking that he probably will go.
I mean, shoot, when in doubt, because they need all the help they can get.
Or the Falcons can do something funny and just pick him up just for the hype,
Nah,
for the legacy, for the Sanders on the back of a jersey, so you can sell it. I don't know. Let's talk about Cam Ward, the number 1 pick.
Yep.
What are we to expect from this young man on the Tennessee Titans?
I think he will be in the Rookie of the Year conversation, because he's probably the most quiet number 1 pick I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, he comes in, he does his job. He's not in social media like that. He's not in the headlines. He's not looking for the attention. He just puts his head down, gets his job done and goes home. And that's kind of what you want in a quarterback, especially when it's a franchise that's struggling. The number 1 priority should be the organization, should be the team. And so I think he's going to be up there. Do they make the playoffs? No, I don't think they do. But I think that he will be productive enough to let everyone else know in the league that he's going to be here for a long time. I think with him and Calvin Ridley together will really help him in terms of his production, in terms of his leadership. As long as Calvin don't get hurt, because he's good to get hurt.
Yeah, he's a glass cannon. But
Yeah.
the reformed Calvin Ridley did look really good in the preseason. So I'm
Mhm.
excited to see what they're gonna do. Um, I'm excited to see what Travis Hunter is gonna do.
Yeah.
That's everybody's spiritual number one. How they are gonna use him is still up in the air because
Yeah.
they're still talking about running him on defense, running him on offense. Where do you see the best fit, or how would you utilize Travis Hunter if you were the Jacksonville Jaguars?
His youth would be more advantageous on the defensive end.
Yes.
Um, I feel like I feel like I feel like Jaguars have a good amount of wide receiver. I feel like he would be like a specialized type of thing when it comes to offense, where it's like, hey, we're on third and distance. We need something, to keep us going. Travis, get in there.
Kind of like a
That type of
Cordero
thing.
Patterson.
Yeah, so where to a point where he has his own package, and but I think he'll primarily be defense because he's a great DB. He's an absolutely great DB. Um, but I don't think he truly understands the amount of work that's being put in. Quarterbacks are throwing the ball about 50 times a game now,
Yeah.
50 by themselves, and the game is a lot longer. So if you or faster, I mean, it's a lot faster. So you're talking about transitioning back and forth, 50 throws a game. So he's defending 50 and going to catch or be out there for at least 50 reps. There may be about 10 to 12 times where he hands the ball off. Who knows? But that's a lot of work. You're talking about 17 weeks of that.
Yeah.
17. We're not talking 10, 17. And you already did that 5 times already during the preseason, 4 times already during the preseason. So 20 some weeks of doing that high intensity work, and this is only year one for you.
Yeah.
I don't see him getting a lot of snaps. He may split them, but it'll be like a 70-30 defense at most.
Yeah. All right, let's talk predictions then.
All right, let's get it.
We're gonna chop through these. Starting with our Thursday game is Dallas versus the Eagles. Dallas did something that I thought was dumb at first, but then it turns it out in hindsight that it was actually a good move.
Yeah.
By
Oh, I just read that this morning too. But
yeah, by additioning Micah Parsons to the Packers, securing some draft picks, and I can't remember the defensive tackle that they got.
Yeah.
But then it turns out that Micah Parsons can't even play the first week. So
Long run though, I still think it's a bad move. Immediately, yes,
yeah,
it's a good move on their part. But once the man gets healthy, it's a wrap. Um, I don't think Jerry Jones is really looking at what he has. Well, let me not say his name too many times. It'd be like Beetlejuice. But um, I'm probably tracking our IP addresses right now.
right. Don't talk about my Cowboy.
Right. But I don't think he is in the right mind to make those type of decisions by himself.
For sure.
Because again, long term, who do you have that's a premier run stopper on your Cowboys defense? It used to be, shoot, can't nobody go through a Cowboys defense because you got this person on the line, this person at linebacker, and this person has DB. You don't have that anymore.
No.
You don't. So that's why I'm gonna say Eagles by 2 touchdowns, maybe 3.
Yeah, I got the Eagles by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Man, the Eagles are, first of all, the Eagles look good. They looked good last year.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like they were just missing a couple pieces on defense, and I don't know if they addressed it too much. They had a pretty quiet offseason, but just comparing them to Dallas, I don't see Dallas stopping them too much.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. If not, I'll change my answer. It's not gonna be 3 touchdowns. It'll be 2 touchdowns and a field goal. But
Fair.
it's gonna be a rough year for the Cowboys. So
Yes. All right. Who's next?
next up on Friday is the Chiefs and the Chargers.
I'm going to be bold. I am a little partial to the Chargers. I say Chargers by a field goal. As long as the refs do their part and actually ref.
Is Travis Kelce in his uh distraction era with Taylor Swift going around? I think he might be.
Mm,
It, Travis Kelce, he can still go out there and win a game, but I just don't.
he's not. He's not the same dude.
Yeah, he's
bro.
not. He's not the same. I don't
He's not
see. I don't see the aggressiveness that he used to have. He's more interested in doing his podcast, which is fine.
Yep.
I'm not.
It's
We're
cool.
doing a podcast too, so
Right.
Um,
But we also ain't getting paid such and such $1 million to go catch a football and run in some grass.
and that Taylor Swift episode did big numbers, so their
course it
their
did.
their relationship is beneficial to both of them. So, but that being said, I have the Chargers because I feel like Justin Herbert is going to have a career year.
I hope so.
He's definitely going to be top 3 in the MVP race.
Yep.
At least in as top 3 quarterback.
Right.
I got him slotted as 3 right now. I'm gonna go with 3. I'm gonna go with a field goal as well. Again, it's the Chiefs, so it's hard to say that they're gonna get walloped, but
They will never get blown out. I just because their system is too good. I just think it will be more of a personnel flaw more than it is a system flaw.
and when he says system, he means the refs. But
Right.
that aside. And then the Sunday games, we got a hot game coming out. Atlanta versus Tampa Bay.
Ooh, I say Atlanta by a touchdown.
Yeah, I got Atlanta. I'm ready to see this new Atlanta team.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a new Atlanta team, but it's new. New spirit. I'm ready to see what Penix can do. I'm ready to see more Bijan going out there, just killing it, man. He killed it last year, so I see him doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Pitts, wake up! This is your last time. I'm calling it here. I'm calling it here. If you don't do nothing with Penix, it's you. It's not the quarterbacks you had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep blaming them. They've called you a unicorn. They've called you this fantastic tight end. I've yet to see it. I've seen flashes of it. I have. I can't sit here and just discredit this man, but
Yeah.
I feel like this is it. If you don't show up,
I think he should have just went ahead and been wide receiver number 2, and we got a new tight end. But that's just me.
yeah. But I think I got the Falcons by 3 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Tampa is good, but Tampa is hurt. They are limping to week 1. Godwin is still hurt. Mike Evans is playing, but I think he's still dealing with some stuff. But they have an amazing running game, so that'll be something that we have to stop. And we were not stopping the run last year. We were getting dogged out on the run. But I think Tampa Bay is going to try to throw it a little bit more. And we got Jesse Bates back there. That's all we need. To me, we got AJ. AJ did step up towards the end. We was giving him shit, but he stepped up towards the end.
Right.
So I look at our defense and I'm satisfied with it. They just gotta play like they are people.
Play if they want. Yeah, play if they want it.
Yeah. Next up is another division rivalry: Cincinnati versus Cleveland.
I got Cincy by at least 2.
I got Cincy by 10 at least. Joe Burrow's gonna throw like 450 yards.
Yeah. Oh, by 2 I mean 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Jamar Chase is him. I think he's better than Jetta, but that's just me.
Yeah, don't say that too loud.
It's not even 1A, 1B. It's 1
And
Chase and 2. But we'll see. We'll see what the Vikings do.
Mhm.
Miami versus the Colts. Oh, we didn't even talk about Anthony Richardson.
Bum. I'm done. I've I've always said that. I've said that when he got drafted. It doesn't make sense to me. He was coming from a 4-win Florida team. It was ended up top 5 pick in the draft. It doesn't make sense because if that was the case, Shador should have been number 1 overall. But we'll talk about that later too.
They gave that man to the keys to the city for no reason.
For nothing.
For no reason.
He stays hurt. The man stays hurt. How do you have a Cam Newton body, but you have Kirk Cousin injury? That doesn't make sense to me. You are a whole 6'4", 6'5", 240, 250, hurt. It doesn't make sense.
Another glass cannon.
So I just hope that I think Daniel Jones is gonna do a good enough, if not a better job than what Anthony Richardson has done. You have to remember too, Daniel Jones didn't really do bad in New York. It was just the optics of it.
Yeah, New York was just terrible.
Right. So he didn't do bad. It's just the Giants were bad.
That's why I really want to see what the Colts do this year. Just because of that reason. It's like, man, people talk so much crap about Daniel Jones and oh, he's not the great. We haven't seen anything from him because of what he came from.
Right. Now, when he had Neighbors, he was doing something with it, but I mean, he had no run support. He had no offensive help in terms of a wide receiver number 2. Their defense just like you said, showed flashes, but never really gave a complete game. So, like you said, with the Giants, we'll see with them. But with Indiana, I feel like Indiana has some potential, but is a little bit higher than the Giants to me, because Indiana really, they weren't necessarily a threat. I wouldn't even call them middle of the pack. They were probably top of the bottom third.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And I'm trying to like piece together what the heck the Dolphins are doing. And
they don't even know at this point.
I can't. For the life of me, it's just like I know they got the Tyreek Hill situation. But
and I don't even think Tyreek's gonna have a good year this year. I don't see it because of all this off-season stuff he has to deal with, the divorce and all that stuff. So I don't know. He's gonna be good. He's just I don't know.
Yeah.
I still, even that was kind of a toss-up. I'm just gonna go. I'll go with Indiana by 10 on this one. I'm gonna be a little bold on this one.
I'm gonna go Indy by 3. It's gonna be low scoring for sure.
For sure.
Maybe like a 10-7, but
nobody wants to watch a game like that.
I mean, who's gonna watch the Colts versus the Dolphins anyway? But a bunch of Indy fans. Right. Another game that everybody's excited for is the Raiders versus the Patriots.
Patriots by a field goal next. No. I say Patriots by 2 touchdowns.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders by a touchdown.
Yeah, okay.
It's a toss up because I don't like the Patriots are almost like Miami for me, where I'm just like, oh, what are they doing there? They just collect a paycheck. They just collect a paycheck. I couldn't tell you anything about their quarterback. I couldn't tell you about their run game like that. They picked up DeVito. See, like I'm looking at it like, oh, when did they pick up Tommy DeVito?
Well, he got let go this offseason.
I know he got let go, but I'm just like, oh, they picked him up. They got Drake May. Again, I couldn't tell you what was going on there. I think the Raiders have it, but let's move on. It's just bad looking at it like, man, y'all really didn't do nothing.
This is rough.
Next up, we have New Orleans versus Arizona.
What's up with all these? Okay, New Orleans is bad, but Arizona's worse.
Are they?
Yeah.
With the quarterback that the Saints have right now?
Arizona by 7.
They have albino Desmond Ritter. So I feel like the Arizona defense is about to cook. I'm gonna give them 3 touchdowns. It's gonna be 21 zip. 21 zip.
Oh, because of okay.
Because it's gonna be like forced fumbles and all type. It's gonna be so sloppy, but
It's gonna be a terrible game.
Pittsburgh versus New York. Oh,
Ooh.
I'm sorry, the Jets. I said New York. Like it's not two teams there. The Jets.
And Pittsburgh by Pittsburgh by. Ooh. Pittsburgh ain't bad though.
Mm.
No, I switched that. I say Jets by 3.
You
Jets
trust
by
you
3.
trust Justin Fields that much?
He's so inconsistent that you can't bet against him properly.
They have a good team. Like if you look at their offense,
They do.
They have a really good team. But it's just like that's the only factor. It's like, is he gonna have a game? Like is he gonna come out there like he did for Pittsburgh? Which I thought Pittsburgh should have kept him. Because I was like, and then Russell Wilson came back, and then he was just like, thanks for holding my spot, but I'm just gonna take over. And did the same thing. And it's like, well, maybe it was Pittsburgh and it wasn't Justin Fields. So it's like, it's one of those things too.
That's why I think because Justin, when he plays motivated, he does very well. So with him going up against Russ like that, I think he's gonna do a job. So
well, he's going against Aaron Rodgers.
Fudge.
Yeah. That's another thing. That's the elephant in the room with Pittsburgh is they bet everything on Aaron Rodgers, and he has to stay healthy, and he's playing his former team.
So wait, whoa. So you got Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson on the same
No,
team?
Russell Wilson is in New York. He's on the Giants right now.
Oh, the Giants. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, those were the offseason
Now,
stuff.
That's what I was confused. Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So they have Aaron Rodgers and nobody else pretty much behind him. Mason Rudolph is behind him. So they're betting everything on this man. If he goes down, it's over.
Well, I think I don't know. I think I might flip to Pittsburgh by 3.
I think I'm gonna go Pittsburgh.
I'm going Pittsburgh by 3
by a touchdown. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is gonna have that one, ball.
Oh yeah, that one back shoulder throw.
Yeah. Ooh, but if he gets hurt, it's over.
That's a wrap.
It's wraps.
I'm surprised he retired this offseason.
That man is 2 right now?
Yep. Trying to pull a Brett Favre. Brett Favre could come back in the league right now and play.
Probably, yeah. This is a good game. The Washington Commanders versus the New York Giants.
Commanders by like 17.
17?
Commanders by 17.
So you don't think Russell Wilson is going to play well?
I don't think he won't play well. I just think that he is. I think he's past his expiration date. In terms of, I don't know. I just feel like the Commanders they're just a more solid team, a more complete team.
Yeah.
In terms of having Jaden Daniels at the forefront, he's been I think he's still dealing with that sour taste in his mouth from the playoffs, so he'll come out pretty strong and let everyone know who he is again, and showing that he's not part of that sophomore slump.
Yeah, and it looks like Neighbors may still be questionable. I thought he was going to be back by now. So, with that being said, I think I'll go with the Commanders by 2 touchdowns. Carolina versus Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's a buns game.
You got Travis Hunter?
I don't care. I'm going Carolina on this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going Carolina on this one because even with Travis Hunter being as great as he is, I feel like there's still some things he has to learn. It's not going to be a blowout, but I do think that Carolina wins this one.
I got like one thing that stops me from picking Carolina, and it's their receiver core, which is, if you look at it up and down, it's probably the worst receiver core in the league. At one point, they cut Hunter Renfrow, and
didn't they bring him back?
Yeah, they brought him back.
Okay.
And I made a joke. I was like, and what's his name? They just got rid of him.
Leggett? No, not Leggett.
No. He went to go play the Vikings again. Uh,
Thielen.
no. What's his name? Thielen. Adam Thielen.
That's, that's what I meant.
Oh, I don't know what you said. I heard Thielen. I made a joke that they cut Hunter Renfro because they had a better. I mean, they had Adam Thielen, who is just a better Hunter Renfro.
Yeah.
But then they got rid of Adam Thielen, put him back to the Vikings, and then they picked back up Hunter Renfro, and I'm like,
What was the point?
yeah. So I think their wide receiver one is a rookie.
Yeah, out of Arizona State.
Yeah. So I don't see the vision. I don't know what they're doing either.
Yeah.
I don't trust Bryce enough to dominate a team.
I don't.
Like he did well, yes, but I don't. It's still
I don't see him being much of a starter after this year. If they have a bad year, I don't see him much as a starter no more.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna be okay. So
Yeah.
I feel like Jacksonville is gonna win by 10, and it's gonna be defense. It's not gonna be offense. But whew, it's rough in the NFC South.
It's rough, boy.
Just thinking about it, it's just really Tampa Bay and Atlanta.
Yeah, but as long as Atlanta sets the tone right now this Sunday, then shoot, we ain't got nothing much to worry about, honestly.
Yeah. Next up is Denver versus Tennessee Titans.
I still got Denver.
Yeah,
As much as
I got Denver.
As much as I like Cam, as much as I see Tennessee, I just think Denver's gonna come out and be like, "Hey, Rook, this is this is the NFL." You know what I'm saying? So
that experience factor is going to be what wins it.
I mean, granted, Bo Nix also had like 20 years in college as well, so I wouldn't expect them to. I would expect them to, you know what I'm saying, come out and be comfortable in the league. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be more defense dominant for Denver versus the Titans offense actually coming alive. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's gonna go score for score. I just think it's more of like force meeting force, youth meeting experience. So
yeah,
if that's the case, it's like the defense for Denver carrying the rest of the team, and the offense trying to pull ahead for said defense for Tennessee. So I say Denver by 12.
I'm gonna go Denver by 6.
Mm-hmm.
I just see it in my head that Tennessee's gonna come out swinging first. They're gonna come out like with this exciting energy, and then it's gonna get cut off by the second half. And Denver's gonna win in the least exciting fashion with 2 field goals in the fourth quarter. But what can you do? Next up is NFC West matchup: the Seahawks versus the 49ers.
That can go either way for me. Is everybody healthy is the question.
That's a good question.
If everybody's healthy, I'm going 49ers.
That's a good question. People getting shot at.
Facts.
They got 2 people now. But I think I'm going to go with 49ers too. I feel a little more comfortable with the 49ers. Brock Purdy his hype is going down a little bit because last year,
a little.
I mean, a lot, but there's still hype there. There's still the Brock parties and all that stuff. Sure. But I feel like he can kind of focus a little bit more. And then you got CMC who's healthy. When he's healthy, he's one of the best.
Mm-hmm. Such a fantasy football liability, though.
Yeah. That's another story. If George Kittle plays like the days of old, they'll be good. Their receiver core isn't the best right now. They did pick up Brian Robinson Jr. from the Commanders. So they've added some depth on offense.
Yeah.
I got them by a field goal. I don't think mm,
I say 7.
7.
I'll go 7.
Fair. Green Bay versus Detroit, probably the best game
Honestly,
besides the Falcons and the Buccaneers. But
I'd have to agree.
That's a great game.
I'd have to agree, but I give the edge to Detroit, and it'll be by 6.
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on Love and Green Bay, but Detroit has weapons everywhere,
Absolutely.
and they have a decent defense. So
And again, Parsons can't play yet.
that's true. So I'm gonna say Detroit by a touchdown.
I'm definitely watching that game for sure.
Yeah, the Texans versus the Rams.
I got Texans. No, ooh, golly. I don't know. I say I'm gonna be bold and I'm gonna say Rams.
Rams.
Say Rams by 12. Rams by 12.
Why? Okay, I want to see your kind of reasoning for that because I was like
So
the complete opposite just now.
so for me, their defense is actually starting to get a little bit better, especially in their secondary. Matthew Stafford. I think Puka is going to have him a really good year this year.
Yeah.
I can't speak for their run game, but just watching their games for myself, I know the Rams are one of those teams that really lock in when it comes to the fourth. It's kind of hard to say that when it comes to professional teams in the NFL when it comes to the fourth quarter, unless you're like a premier team, like one of the ones that we know are going to be Super Bowl contenders. But there's always those one or two teams with that grit, that will really just let you go ahead and let you know, like, hey, if we were more consistent, we'd be up there too. And I feel like the Rams would be one of those teams.
I can see that. Well, I don't know, man. CJ Stroud, Nico Collins did pretty good last year. Dalton Schultz is a good tight end.
Mm.
They have so many weapons on offense, and I think that's what I would be. I'd be surprised if they didn't come out with a win. But not taking anything from the Rams, like you had really good points. Matthew Stafford is still a great quarterback, even though he's still somehow underrated. I still don't understand that.
Yeah.
Then they do have Devontae Adams, so
Mm-hmm.
they got some weapons too. So it should be a shootout, man. It should be a shootout. So I'm still gonna go with Texans by a touchdown. Fourth quarter shootout. It's gonna be like a 10-second left bomb.
Yeah,
touchdown type deal.
It'll be a meanest 2-minute drill for the first week.
Next up is the Baltimore Ravens versus the Bills, and I stand corrected on that game of the week being Detroit and Green Bay because that might be the game of the week right there.
I can't go against Lamar. I just can't go against Lamar.
It's Buffalo. That's like his weakness at this point.
I know,
especially in Buffalo.
I think this year's going to be different, man. I really do. I think he's going to get over the hurdle. I think he's going to get him a Super Bowl this year, and I've always felt like that for him because I feel like he deserves it. Like he plays the game the right way. He plays as hard as he can. Like you said, Buffalo is the one hurdle he just can't get across. He can get himself some Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? He knows. I feel like he can beat the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of getting to him. But I got Baltimore, man. I got Baltimore by 1.
Damn. I also have Baltimore by a field goal. I just need them to play. I need them to be perfect because that crap that unfortunately Mark Andrews was dropping fucking playoff winning touchdowns.
Yes.
And that took his stock from like top 5 tight end to like I don't want this guy on my team almost.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, I get it.
But see,
I get it. It's cold. It's cold in Buffalo.
yeah.
But you got to hold on to the ball. Like, no matter what.
That's what I'm saying though. Like Lamar is always there. It's always something out of his control that ends up having him to come up short.
For sure. Like that I ain't gonna call him an idiot, but like Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
Just
That part didn't make no sense to me.
man. And last but not least, our Monday game is the Vikings versus the Bears. In Soldier Field.
Skip. I don't know.
I got the Vikings by 24.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, the Bears do look better, but
Yeah.
it's the Vikings. They got Justin Jefferson. He's gonna be.
And JJ McCarthy's coming back, so I was rooting for him, prior to him having that major injury.
Yeah.
So I really think he's going to do really well this year. Does he count for Rookie of the Year if he was to go in? I don't know, but
That's a good question.
because he ain't play. You have to play X amount of games, right? I don't even think he made it to the regular season.
Yeah.
So, but I think Chicago's going to make it interesting. I don't think they'll win. I will say Vikings by. I'll call Vikings by 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
And all these prospects and more will come with a.
All right, to wrap it up, let's talk about. Let's just talk who's gonna win out in each division. We ain't gotta talk about wild cards, but we just talk about who's gonna win out, and then we'll wrap up this episode and call it a day. Let's start with the NFC South. That's
Sure. Falcons, easy. I just feel like the Falcons are gonna have it. I think their system is a lot better. They gotten a lot more youthful. I just feel like they finally found their identity after many years of trying to figure out who they are. Like you said, with Tampa Bay being banged up, I just think that the door is even more wide open for the Falcons to go ahead and just run the table.
Oh yeah. Let's go with the NFC East, and that'd be your Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, and Commanders.
I think the Eagles got this one. I think it's a walk in the park for them again. It's a matter of them shooting themselves in the foot, but I don't see that happening because they not only have a great system, they have great players. They proved that even with their line being as different as it was, the system worked for them very well. So, I just think it's theirs for the taking.
I'm gonna be bold, and I'm gonna say the Commanders take it. NFC West, which is the Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, 49ers.
I feel like it'll be a battle between the Rams and the 49ers, honestly. I would not be surprised if the Rams take it. But all in all, I don't know. I don't know.
I got the Rams. Maybe the Seahawks.
That's what I'm saying.
Like a replay of last year, but
yeah.
I kind of got the Rams. I think the Rams. Out of those teams. NFC. Did we talk NFC North yet? No. NFC North, which is was the toughest division in football last year.
Who you got in that one?
I think I got the Lions still. They didn't lose too much, so
yeah, I don't see that.
They might not be a playoff football team somehow, but they are regular season. Just
yeah, I don't see that changing this year either.
Just monsters. All right, moving on to the AFC. Let's start with the AFC East. Bills. Yeah. Again, that's the Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots. Bills.
Yeah, easy.
Bills. AFC West, which is the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders. Chiefs. I want the Chargers to be the top.
I want the Chargers, but I feel like they're going to fall on their own feet. I feel like they're going to trip themselves up. So it may be Chiefs again.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs,
As much
unfortunately.
as I don't want that to happen.
AFC North, which is the Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, Browns. Um,
I think it'll be a toss up between the Ravens and Bengals, but I think the Ravens may take it.
yeah, I got them taking it slightly, and the Bengals will occupy that wild card spot.
Yep.
And then the AFC South, which is the Texans, Colts, Jaguars, and Titans. Texans.
Gotta be Texans.
Yeah,
Gotta be Texans.
yeah,
I feel like if there's gonna be a surprise team, it'll be Jacksonville, but I don't see that being too big of a surprise. I mean, too big of a step over.
yeah, yeah. All right, folks, that is your outside the perimeter. We just covered college football week 1 and the predictions for week 2, and then the
Yes.
predictions for NFL week 1 and some off season and other stuff. Any final thoughts before we exit out, Mr. Sir Garrett?
I feel like there needs to be a number on how many times a kid can transfer, even within the season when it comes to college.
Oh yeah,
Just because of the fact that it's so unlimited right now, and it gets a little annoying to keep track of who's who. Like nobody really cares about the NFL draft because the kids don't represent the school anymore. They represent themselves. So I don't know. I just wish there was a cap on that. But when it comes to NFL, it's literally any given Sunday, and I think I appreciate the NFL more because of what college football is doing. So, I mean, it's still great to have these college football tailgates and everything like that. But I think I appreciate the NFL just a little bit more.
yeah. And I'm super excited for this year. Football was good last year, but I think being a Falcons fan and a Bengals fan, we made some steps. We made some good progress to making our team better, especially on the defense. That's a area that the Falcons struggled at last year was our defense. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding our quarterback, Kirk Cousins, and
Yeah.
the situation that happened with him. I wanted him to do a lot better. He did do good the first 5 games or whatever, but you can only do so much after coming off of injury like that, and being late 30s or however old he is. So your expiration date is there.
Yeah, that's true.
We have a young quarterback that we want to put our faith into. So I hope that things don't become messy between them. He seems like a good guy though. He doesn't seem like he would
Yeah.
tear the organization up from the inside or nothing like that. And he seems like he wants to play for the Falcons and wants to get back up there. So that's good news too. But
Yeah.
again, I'm excited.
I don't think he was ever considered like a bad guy. I think he understands his role, and I think he's probably like the ultimate team player.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, I'm gonna do my job, but if I'm not in, I'm gonna make sure that whoever is playing to the best of their potential. So I think that's why I am also excited for the Falcons because there's no animosity amongst them. There's no drama that you heard about. It doesn't like they look like they're all for them, for one unit themselves. So I'm excited as well. I'm really banking on seeing them on Sunday and seeing that actually being translated on the field.
Yep. Well, that's all the time that we have for OTP. Thank y'all for joining us again. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you do your thing, like it, share,
Do all that stuff, man.
Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all the works. If you want us to be on Kick, we'll join Kick. I guess I don't know.
The apples and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because we get a little change that we can use on y'all, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the more y'all view that stuff, the more money we be able to get. The more money we be able to get, we'll be able to bring out better quality. So
Yeah, and maybe we'll be out there on the field one day. Yeah.
You never know.
Because of y'all, because of you,
Yeah.
because of you who just followed us. It's because of you. We owe you. So
Exactly.
thanks again. Outside the perimeter, we are out.
Peace.